Mr. Jones. Mr. Barnaby Jones.
Mr. Jones and me.
Go on.
I don't know the rest. I know the song, but I can't think of how it goes.
I thought you were going to do Mrs. Jones. You know.
I don't know that one.
Oh, you don't know that one?
No, I know Dr. Jones.
I
By
don't know that
Aqua.
one.
Dr. Jones, Jones calling. Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones, wake up now. I used to have it as my alarm on my phone. It's by Aqua, the same ones that do Barbie Girl.
I wasn't familiar with it. We can't play music on here.
Not on here.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Nothing apparently.
What are you doing?
Not doing anything.
I'd have to cut that whole section out.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of mine is better.
Are you gonna leave my ASMR in?
I can.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Barnaby Jones giving
Yeah,
you some
by
ASMR of Cryptids.
Me and Mrs.
Let's
Jones
talk
by
about Bigfoot.
by Billy Paul.
It's hot as fuck.
Mrs. Jones? No.
No, not in the least.
This is upsetting me that you don't. I wish I could play this. Mike, stop me.
I couldn't play mine. You can't play yours.
All right, he said stop.
Hey,
What?
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh, listen, that's after the podcast. Mr. Barnaby Jones.
Yeah, you ready to start now?
That's
Stop
not your,
fucking around.
That's not your real name. I know you get that a lot.
That's what you make the check out to every year. Better be my real name.
I pay you in cash.
Shh, they don't know.
Oh,
that.
right.
You don't want people to know you carry around that much cash.
I carry around about 1,000 in my wallet.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's actually 4 when I get mugged.
4,000 when you get mugged?
No, 4 when I get mugged.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
3 when you get mugged so that you don't make them feel like they go away empty-handed.
Yeah, I just want them to be impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
because I'll always
Empties his bank
be.
account out just hoping someone will rob him. God, I hope tonight's the night. I got all my money in my pocket. I want to really impress that robber.
I mean, they'll always talk about me.
Yeah.
You know, they were like, that guy.
I doubt it.
He had $1,000. I think they would.
What a poor bastard. They won't talk about. Do you really think people like talk about the people that they shot? No, they don't. They're like that would get them in trouble.
Yeah, but
They
the
get
robbing,
arrested for that.
the robbing is fun to them.
Yeah.
The killing has guilt, but the robbing is fun.
It's like they keep a little souvenir of that. Like you cut a lock of your hair to keep as a souvenir. I'd cut this off if I were them.
Oh, mine or yours?
Yours.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd just snip that right off. It'd be an improvement.
You know, I wonder how much that would go on eBay.
Autographed.
Autograph? Yeah. How would I autograph that?
You glue it to a piece of paper. Tape it on there. Nice and shellacked it.
When I become an A-lister.
A-lister.
Yeah. When? About a year from now.
Oh, I don't know when. Probably never.
Thanks.
This is the roast of Jack Chavez podcast now.
This is actually as far as I'm going to go.
I bet you'll go farther for another $1.
Just 50 cents.
All you wanted was 4 quarters before. So.
That's why we were talking about my convention before. Yeah, let's plug my stuff. You know, forget your stuff.
Yeah.
My convention.
Are we going to start? Are we starting? When are we going to start?
Oh, yeah, we've been recording already.
I know that.
This is us. Yeah,
This is...
yeah, we started.
Good. Just insult you on your own show. That's all this show will be then.
That's
Deal.
all they do. That's all Mike and Rob do is insult me. Anyway, Barnaby Jones.
Jack Chavez.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Well.
Are you?
Mm.
Yeah, I feel that. I know. How often do you get depressed?
Wow. It's that show now.
Yeah.
Each day or each week
Oh.
or hourly?
I just assumed it was every day.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
No, there's light points throughout the day.
Oh.
Usually when I'm asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I sleep in like 4-hour increments.
Oh.
So in between that, depression.
You know, I like that. That's why I like you. We're on the same level with that.
There you go. Yep.
Uh,
It's a low level though, just to be on the same page.
Mike, how often are you depressed? Mike?
Right when I wake up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about
Yeah.
right. What do you mean you don't have to go to work?
Why? None of us really have to. You just need to live with your life choices.
That's a problem. Living with my life choices.
That's you.
Wondering why I
That's
brought
why
you
you're
on.
depressed.
Yeah. This depression started in 1988.
87.
80 for you?
Yeah,
Oh,
Gotcha,
okay.
mate.
Okay. You're a year older than me?
apparently. I didn't know how old you
Nice.
were.
Yeah, well, you're not going to find out. 1988. There's a lot of math you're not going to find out. Barnaby, I want to ask you questions. All right.
Okay.
I know you as well. You run.
I try not to unless something's chasing me.
You run Wisconsin Caps, and Caps is Cryptid and Anomalies Paranormal Society.
That's good that you read that off my shirt because
Yeah.
I bet you didn't know that otherwise.
I didn't.
That's good. Yeah.
I didn't. I have one of your shirts, by the way.
Thank you.
It's
I
like-
have one of your shirts too.
Do you?
Yeah,
Oh, do you wear it?
I do. I wear it. Remember, I told. No, you don't remember nothing.
No.
I wore it on the way down to your convention last year, and I was promoting it at Walmart before I went to the
Oh,
hotel.
look at you.
Yeah, they said, "What is that shirt?"
Oh.
And I told them, "Well, it's this convention that's this weekend." Speaking of your convention,
Yeah.
that's coming up.
That is coming up.
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to talk about my convention. It'll be Saturday, June 7th, and you're going to be a speaker there.
Oh shit! Again?
Yeah, don't forget. You're going to talk about Dogman.
Okay,
That's all I got.
that's all I got. Yeah.
You're going to talk about Dogman.
No, it'll be good. It'll be
Okay,
good.
no, I have a serious question.
Yeah. Okay.
I know you as a cryptozoologist.
Mhm.
But outside of cryptozoology, first of all, do you consider yourself what title do you give yourself?
Which
in the
question do you want me
paranormal?
to answer?
This one. I got it down. What title do you give yourself in a paranormal?
In the paranormal?
In the
Paranormal
paranormal.
researcher.
But more specifically, do you go more specific than that?
No, I consider myself more of a researcher because I prefer to do the research side of the paranormal investigating than the actual in-field investigation. I think that, when a lot of the times your paranormal investigators go to these locations that are hotspot locations, Waverly Hills, or, all these places that have been investigated to death by these people that go there for one night for the paranormal tourism and then they leave.
Yeah.
What do we learn from that? We're not getting any research done on this. There's
Right.
not continued science being done at these locations by these different people. I mean, granted, there may be being done, but not the people that go there for the night, spend the night there, and leave.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where I want to focus my style of research. I have a location up by where I am in Wisconsin that we basically get to use as a petri bowl, right? So we get to go there and test different theories, test new equipment and stuff, see how it reacts with things that we already know. So we know how certain entities there interact with other devices, so we can bring new devices in and see how they interact with that. Kind of test it and see how they work with each other, how they interact with the spirits there, because we already have that baseline. It gives us more of a chance to do that research than just going and investigating for the thrill.
You do legitimate paranormal investigating then.
Research, yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're testing things out, right?
Correct,
So,
yeah.
Oh, so you're not just a fraud. You do actual work.
Correct, yes.
That
I
is
try. Yes.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Off camera, we just got pizza. Thank you, Mike and Mike.
They're very
Thank
out
you.
of breath. I don't know what happened.
Why are you guys out of breath?
Don't worry about it.
Oh man.
Things got a little crazy down there.
Oh, man. You guys stole that pizza, didn't you?
Just
worry about
saw somebody walking out of the pizza joint and
I'm
just grabbed it
excited.
and ran.
I think there's paper towels around here. Rob.
There's
paper
definitely
towels.
Kleenex and lotion over there. I can see.
Yeah, but that's mine. That's all mine. The Kleenex and lotion. There's paper towels around, guys. If you wanna. You mind if I eat while we talk?
Oh no, please. By all means.
Yeah. That's why I said paper towels. There's paper towels around here. We're not cutting any of this out.
No, it's all staying in.
That's good.
100%.
That's good. Yeah. Coconut cups.
Coke in cups.
Oh,
This is gonna be the wildest episode.
The Coke.
you've already missed the roast of Jack Chavez.
Yeah,
that was the
that's-
opening.
that's
of
all
this.
it was.
That's what he
See, I
said.
told
Yeah.
you,
See,
I told
There you
you.
go.
Nobody believes me. Thanks. Well, can you
No,
serve me, sir, please?
I got you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Mike, you want pizza?
Boy.
Mike, get some.
It's a special occasion. I'll have a slice.
Yeah. Stop. Just take it easy.
Special occasion in honor of your house. It's in honor of my new house.
All right, guys. Shh. Barnaby Jones.
Jack Chavez.
You want some
Your
pop?
No, thank you.
You don't want pop?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll have something to drink. I don't want
Yeah.
pizza though. I'm good on pizza.
But so
Did
this
you just
plate.
call me king?
He called you king. Thank you.
I like that. That's the respect I should get on all these shows.
Look, you only get that respect
I don't do
here.
in person. Yeah, I don't do in person interviews very often. This is probably why.
It's a circus,
I
man.
can't delete and thank you, sir.
You want some?
No thanks. No.
Why?
Why? Because I'm talking.
I mean, look,
Listen,
you know where you're at. This isn't formal. I'm starving, man.
do you know
Well,
how
I'll tell you-
professional I take podcast interviews?
I'll tell you what. If it was
this has gone off the rails.
if it was somebody else, I wouldn't be eating on a podcast.
Well, I'm glad that you feel you can disrespect me like that.
I'm not. Well, you consider this. Oh, just for that, I'm doubling down.
Yeah.
First of all, there's two reasons why I'm eating on this podcast. One, I'm actually really hungry. Like my stomach hurts. I'm hungry.
And I made you be on my podcast prior to this, so you
Correct.
didn't get to eat. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair.
And number two, you're my friend. You don't mind. It's fine. Okay. If it was,
Fair.
in all fairness to the audience, if it was somebody else, I wouldn't be eating on a podcast.
I also wouldn't be ripping as hard on the host.
Yeah.
No. Hey,
This is really.
I love
hot.
you, man. You've been great. Just to clear that, like I enjoy coming to your events. I enjoy hanging out with
thank
you.
you.
and
I
stuff,
appreciate
so I
that.
really do enjoy
No,
your friendship. So.
Really, I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
And just so people know that I'm really not being rude, like I have like a low blood kind of thing, so I need to eat something.
He's
right now it's
fucking
hot.
lying.
though. Back to you.
Thank you.
Where you do this, you said that you have like this like petri dish where you like do all this research and stuff.
Mhm.
Where is this at? What is it? What's the place?
So we do a lot of work at Bean Snappers Gentlemen's Club. Now it sounds interesting because it is a strip club. It is a gentleman's club. It is open for business Wednesdays through Saturdays.
Okay, hold on. We got to stop right there.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the paranormal right now. We got to go back to this
We
gentleman's
were.
club.
Yeah.
No, we're done with the paranormal
Okay.
right now. This gentleman's club.
Yes.
Tell me
18 and
about
over,
this.
dry bar. Anybody can come up there and check it out. Fully nude.
Fully nude.
Fully nude, 18 and over. It's the only fully nude, non-alcoholic 18 and over in Wisconsin. It is also the number one, the only haunted gentleman's club in Wisconsin. Certified.
Certified by who?
Caps. It's the only
By
gentleman-
your
yeah,
team.
correct,
Convenience.
yeah. Convenience.
Convenient. No, that's awesome. You have a relationship with them?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They actually called us in because of the activity that was there and wanted to know the history of it and stuff. So we did all that, and we worked up our whole first episode documenting the history and everything, and we released it right before Halloween in 2020. So we got the chance to come out to the club when it was open and set up a merchandise table and sell the DVDs and stuff of the episode. Well, while we were there, we're like thinking we're done with this. We made the episode on it and everything. And while we're sitting there, the front doors, there's two of them outside, and then there's a hallway
Yeah.
on the inside, open and close in sequence.
Oh, wow.
So something came in and then turned around and went back out. And we got that on security camera. So once that happened, we realized maybe we're not done here. So
Oh, that's awesome.
we ended up continuing the research, and we've been there for the last 4 years. We offer tours there. People can come and take the tours. It is just outside of Appleton, Wisconsin.
During hours.
No, Sundays, Mondays, or Tuesdays, either by your appointment or we have public tours on our website that you can go to at hauntedbeansnappers.com.
The obvious question is, what activity would be there in a place like that? Because it's so loud, there's a lot going on. So at what point is activity taking place?
So there's a lot of activity. This place goes back to 1877 when it was originally built. It was built by an Irish immigrant named Michael Gaynor, and he was one of the town's first settlers there. And the building was the original. It was an L-shaped at the time. Now it's just the housing part of it has burnt down in 1987. But this side that is still there, that is the club now, was originally a general store and a tavern, and then upstairs was a dance hall. So this passed down from generation to generation. It was Michael Gaynor's, who sold it to his son Joe Gaynor. When he retired, Joe Gaynor sold it to his niece and nephew, Floyd and Babe Ryland. And when they both passed away, it went into a trust of their children before it was sold for the first time in 1992 outside the family to the current owners, Bean Snappers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it has over 100 years of history. There is 4 recorded deaths, tragic deaths on the property. One of the former owners, Frances Babe Ryland, was terminally ill, and she actually took her life in the building where the bar is now. And then in 1987, there was 3 children who passed away in a fire that broke out in the living quarters.
Oh, wow.
So there's also other deaths that are associated with it. The father of Michael Gaynor, or the father-in-law, excuse me, of Michael Gaynor passed away at home.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not sure if that meant at he was living with the Gaynors at the time when they had the farm there, but they also had their own farm down the road. So I'm not sure at which location he actually passed away. There was another gentleman who was terminally ill since it's been Bean Snappers,
Yeah.
who crashed his vehicle into the front of the building because he wanted to die where all the pretty girls were. So
Nice.
I assume he passed away, but we cannot find. We found the records of him going to the hospital and so on, but
Yeah.
we didn't find an obituary or death record that would immediately tie him to that actual incident.
Yeah.
But there's other things. In the early 90s when it first opened, it was very popular. Like it was opened as the Country Rose Dance Club or Country
Okay.
Bar, and it's right across the street from a cemetery and a church. So the
Wait,
church,
is it still across the street from a church?
correct, yes. And a school, actually. The church's school is right across the street as well. So when it opened as
There's a joke in there somewhere. I just don't
there
know.
it is, yeah.
Just don't
But
know.
when it opened as a strip club, a
Yeah.
gentleman's club, the church was not happy about this. They wanted it shut down.
Mhm.
And like I said, it was very popular to the point where there's so many people in there that the girls had to just basically go off the back of the stage to get out of there because there was so many people in there.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
the building next door is the what is it? Not a rectory is where the nuns are, but where
Convent?
the father lives.
A rectory.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that used to be right next door. Now it's just an apartment for whoever rents it out. But
Okay.
at the time, that was his house, and he lived across the street from the church itself.
Yeah.
And he came home. There was so many people at the club that they were parked in his driveway.
Mm.
So he was irate. Went to his house, had a heart attack, and passed away.
Oh, wow.
So, and this is 100% true. We got this from the diocese itself.
Wow.
So this is another death that is associated with the building. But again, it's really interesting because, you know, being what it is, it's a gentleman's club now, but people don't realize all the history that goes along with it.
Yeah.
What's really unique about this location is the original owners, Michael Gaynor and his 2 wives, that he had one and then passed away and got remarried,
Okay.
his son and his wife, and a lot of the Rylands are literally buried across the street in that cemetery. Michael Gaynor and his 2 wives are the first row opposite the club. So it's a
That's-
really unique
Yeah,
opportunity
that's
to have
really
someone
interesting.
buried directly across the building that they're haunting.
Yeah. That's and what have you guys experienced? Hold on, I'm gonna. So I realistically cannot eat this while doing this. I want to so
The
bad.
podcast got serious all of a sudden, and he's gotten involved in it.
I'm alright. We're airing it out.
Don't.
Daddy's mad at you.
And James, don't finish everything.
We'll see what happens. We're just
No.
trying to make room so when you put your pizza over here, there's room for it.
Yeah.
See, we care. Just don't ask questions if your pizza isn't there.
Man. No. Okay, so there's a lot of deaths associated with that building. What were they experiencing where they called you guys?
Okay, so going back to the original stories from the first bartender that was there after it became a club, she said that she would hear the sound of what sounded like children playing jacks upstairs. So like a bouncing ball and that. One of the maintenance guys there that was doing some drywall on the back staircase heard the sound of a ball and children laughing, and then the ball literally, like, not physically, but the sound of a ball came bouncing down the stairs towards him while he was working back there, and he didn't see nothing. Another thing that has been seen is the Hat Man has been seen quite a bit there in the basement, and by a lot of the girls, myself included. Keg the manager has seen it.
You've seen it?
I have seen it, yes.
Where was it? Like, what part of the club was it?
So there's kind of like a big horseshoe stage in there, or not stage, the bar.
Okay.
And I had my back to the opening behind me here, looking towards the front door of the building, and I thought one of the girls who has high heels, is about 6 foot something taller than me, came up and stood behind me, and I turned around and there was just this tall, dark figure standing there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I have also personally seen the ghost of a dog there. I was going up the back staircase, and at the time there was a dog there, like a house dog, kind of to protect the girls and stuff upstairs. And I came up the stairs, and I thought that it was the dog, and I literally saw a dog come out and then just vanish in front of me.
Wow.
So I've seen that. I've also seen the apparition of a woman there. I thought one of the girls had come down. I was opening. Oh, by the way, I also work security there occasionally. After we started doing the investigating there, I started doing the DMX lighting from my background and doing haunted houses and stuff like that, so I can work the lighting systems. So I started helping program that, and I ended up starting doing security there as well before we started running the public tours. So I've been there by myself numerous times, either opening or closing the club on the weekends when the regular manager was gone and that. And on one of these occasions, I'm standing at the computer, turning stuff on, getting stuff ready, and I thought one of the girls came from upstairs. And I turned around, and there was this girl. She was about 5'5", 5'6", somewhere in that 5.5 foot area, all gray. So not like period clothing, but like just grayed out,
Okay.
standing at the corner of the stage. And since then, a couple other people have seen a female apparition as well in the last year.
What, you saw that, and then what, it like disintegrated?
I don't
or-
remember.
Interesting.
I remember looking directly at it and going, that's not one of our entertainers. It's not one of the girls that works here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it just disappeared or I don't remember, to be honest.
Now, okay, the shadow person that you saw, did that also just disappear?
Disappeared. Yeah.
Was it wearing a hat?
I don't remember so much that I looked up that high.
Okay.
Because, like I said, it was taller than me.
Yeah.
There was a girl working there at the time that was like 5'8", and then with heels she was like 6 foot.
Yeah.
So when I turned around, I looked up to see her always, and that was the same feeling that I got when this thing was standing there. I turned around and looked up, and it just kind of disappeared. But it was this black trench coat figure. Yeah.
So other people now the dog. Other people have experienced the dog as well.
No.
Oh,
As far as I know, I am the only person to have seen the dog.
Wow.
The dog that was there, well, the house dog that was there would interact with something, like he was playing with another dog sometimes. And there is a dog that was one of the building's owner's friends had his dog there. and it ran out in the road and got killed. And they buried it in the basement. Of
That
all
explains
places to bury a dog on the property. I mean, there's a big field behind the building.
Right.
Supposedly it's buried in the basement. Its name was Snickers.
Okay.
So if this is the ghost of that dog, I don't know. But as far as why the place is haunted, I mean, you go back through history, and it doesn't necessarily have to have anything to do with, the deaths of the building.
Yeah.
So this place, throughout all the time that it was a pub, a tavern. It has this dark energy to it.
Okay.
So it attracts these negative beings that feed off that. And now being a gentleman's club and stuff, you have a lot of that energy, this pent up frustration or depression, anxiety, low self-esteem of the clientele that comes there. I mean, we'll just put it that way. So and these things come in and feed off of that. So you have that. And even with the bars and taverns, you do have a lot of that kind of clientele. I don't want to put it down on a lot, like everyone that goes to these places, because I know that's a generalization, that not everyone is that way.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of, stereotypical, your wife leaves you. What do? You go and drink yourself blind, right? So you have all that kind of stuff that these people have been bringing into this location for years and years and decades and, a century now, has brought into this location and built up that kind of energy around it.
Well, you know what? Between depression and curiosity, I think I'm going to have to check this place out.
I've invited you up there, and you haven't taken me up on it yet. So
Look, I'm going to go over there for research purposes. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just
When
going
it's
for the
open.
ghosts. Well, yeah, for the activity.
We've had activity at all times. Customers that have come in have claimed to hear voices or like knocking on the walls and stuff when they're back in like the VIP areas.
Yeah.
And that is something that we've actually documented. So we're back in the VIP booths. There's like this couch back there in these little rooms kind of. And people hear like knocking on the back wall or the sound of someone sitting on the couch next to you. So, and customers while open have reported hearing that.
I'm going to check it out, man. Check it out.
You let me know.
Yeah.
We'll go.
So that's like one of the places that you... Wait, is that the place that you're talking about?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, that's like the petri dish that you were talking about? Okay. Well, that's cool that you have access. Like you have regular access to a place like that. That's really haunted and stuff. I feel like I have one of those places around here in Cicero, Illinois. We have a former funeral home that we investigate. You investigated that.
I have investigated
Yeah.
yeah. So about 2 years ago when I first met you, we were supposed to do a trade. You and Tony were supposed to get us into Cicero Church.
Yep.
And we were going to have you come up and do bean snappers.
Yeah.
And we've done the church through other means, have gotten in there, and you still have not come to snappers.
Well, look,
Listen.
I'm single now. I will go.
You were single then.
I know.
Yeah, so this does not apply. This does not apply.
Then I got into look, it's...
Listen.
Yeah. I'm going to take Mike, James, and Rob.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. We're going to go. It's going to be great.
Why doesn't Tony get to come?
Tony does not get to come. Okay?
That's not fair. I'm telling Tony.
You can tell Tony. That's fine.
Oh.
Okay, so you've done a lot of things with ghosts. I want to hear about your Bigfoot research.
Sure.
I know you've been going lately. Well, probably not now because it's been winter, but last summer a lot. You went to the woods.
All last year, we were filming a brand new feature-length documentary that'll actually be coming out May 10th at our convention in Appleton.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
So it is The Hairy Man of Dairyland.
It's about you.
Yeah.
Oh,
totally about me. It's about my
okay.
story. Yeah.
Okay.
About finding myself in the woods, getting a shave, and now I'm here. So, yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. So why is Mike laughing?
I don't know.
I thought he was laughing at us.
Giggling going on over
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. You're just looking at memes? Oh, okay.
That's boring.
In those woods, there's been known Bigfoot sightings?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what woods are those?
All over Wisconsin. I mean, our documentary is going to cover the people, places, and evidence of Bigfoot in Wisconsin, because there hasn't been a documentary on, like a major scale like this done. I mean, it's not major. It's not, a bigger scale.
Yeah.
That has focused in on Bigfoot in Wisconsin. So that's what we're doing with this documentary. We're going to show you the researchers that are in Wisconsin, besides Cryptids, Anomalies, and the Paranormal Society. Besides us, we're going to meet Jay Bachochin, who's done a lot of work. He's very synonymous with southern Wisconsin, with the Kettle Moraine. We're going to talk to a Facebook group that goes out and does campouts and stuff. You're going to get to meet them and hear some of the stuff about their personal lives. How does their family take this? Like, do they think they're crazy? Do they go Bigfooting with them? Have they had experiences? You're going to find out more of that kind of stuff and get to know about the people doing the research.
How long is this documentary going to be?
It is an hour and 40 minutes right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be, well, you said right now, is it going to be longer?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's an hour and 40 minutes.
It was shorter, and I finally finalized the last of it. So it was about an hour and a half. Now it's an hour and 40 minutes. So
okay.
Sorry for the confusion. But yeah, it will be released, premiered at our convention in Appleton, May 10th. Yeah. The Cryptids, Anomalies Paranormal Convention in Appleton, Wisconsin. And it'll be free for everyone that buys the Saturday ticket. So you get that. You get the gallery reading. You get all the speakers and stuff that day. And then anybody on May 11th and after that, you can go to Wisconsin Caps on Patreon, and you can watch it for $3. Or anybody that's a subscriber to Paraflix can go on Paraflix and watch it.
Okay, that's awesome.
So it'll be released on both of those platforms to start out. We're working on possible DVDs and stuff down the road, but for $3 for a documentary is pretty standard across the board.
That's
now
too much,
stuff,
Barnaby. So. I can't do.
For you, I know.
I can't do $3.
Yeah, I know.
Look, I'll spend that much at the strip club. I'll spend $3, but for a DVD, I don't know, man. No, I'll have that link in the show notes.
Sure. The
link for your Patreon in the show notes.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
And that's really exciting. Because I actually thought that you were going to say there would have been nothing wrong with it, but I thought you were going to say like an hour documentary, sorry. But like an hour and 40 minutes, all that's great, because I think, about 2 hours were like that. You could really get your point across with all the interviews and the research and stuff like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. We've test marketed it. I don't know what you call it. Screened it to a few private places and stuff so far. We've offered public screenings.
They didn't boo?
No.
Oh, that's great.
No, we got really good reviews on it. So we've had quite a few people take a look at it that aren't part of the team or associated with us and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's gotten really good reviews back. And it is, if you're familiar with our work, and stuff that we've done on YouTube, this is higher quality than that. The interviews, we have reenactments of stuff for this, so you get to kind of put yourself in those stories and stuff. Some of them, like the Rhinelander stuff, we've already covered on our shows originally.
Yeah.
But now we're going to go back and show you other footage from those events. We have so much more stuff that we filmed for months down in up in Rhinelander, and you're going to get to see the story, reenactments, and then new footage from it as well.
Well, for Rhinelander, I mean, it's not just Bigfoot. There's the
Hodag.
Hodag,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's oh man, you should do a documentary on the Hodag.
We did do stuff with the Hodag as part of the original episodes that we did from Rhinelander.
Okay.
So we kind of included it in both episodes with Ben and Carrie Bladorn and stuff. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Who would win in a fight, Bigfoot or Hodag?
Probably the Bigfoot. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Hodag, guys. Yeah.
Rob, who would win in a fight, Bigfoot or Hodag?
Listen, I like Bigfoot a lot, but I think the Hodag would win.
Rob says the Hodag.
I think it would win.
Mike, what do you think?
Well, I mean, Bigfoot has that big foot. You just stick it right up the Hodag's ass.
You know what? That's a very good point, actually.
Yeah.
It depends how. I'll preface.
Thank God he's
this.
not called Big Cock. You know. What's
No, that's the squonk.
No, it's the Hodag. Well, that's the Squonk has lemonade tears.
Yeah, the squonk's the one that cries. Since when does a hodag cry?
There was a graphic about the hodag that talked about its tears. How even though it doesn't cry, its tears are lemonade.
I have never heard that.
Look, that's just in Rule 34. Okay, that's what that's from. James, wake up.
It's also got like antagonizer, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I
I
think
love
Bigfoot's foot in the ass would take care of it. You know what I mean?
That's also Rule 34. Shh. For those that don't know, you have to Google that.
Who doesn't know what Rule 34 is?
I feel like there's a lot of people.
The fact that you have to Google what Rule 34 is, and then that's going to lead you to...
It's going to lead you to a
Yeah.
whole other world.
While you're on there, Google blue waffles.
Oh,
They are delicious.
Oh, no.
I mean, Eggo just really knew what they were doing when they put those out.
Yeah, it's
Limited
that's-
edition. Go check that out.
Go to images when
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
that.
I mean, you can't beat that.
Go to videos.
So there's a story behind this, and it actually ties to the hodag. Right?
Oh,
So
boy.
when we were at Milwaukee Paracon last year,
What-
the
Move this. Okay.
when we were at the Milwaukee Paracon last year, there was a the hodag guys were unloading their stuff into their car and stuff, and on the side of it it says, "What is a hodag? Google it." And I walked up behind Carrie and I said, "I'm not falling for that again. Last time I Googled blue waffles, I ended up not happy." And he started fucking laughing. They're tied together, hodags and blue waffles.
For those that don't know, the hodag is a cryptid out of Wisconsin, a cryptozoological creature. What were you going to say, Rob?
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Rob
He's still
is-
thinking about blue waffles.
Isn't it fearsome critter? Isn't the hodag a fearsome critter?
Right.
By definition?
Lumberjack lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what was I gonna say? Oh gosh. Oh, are you gonna have your DVDs at the at my convention?
Maybe. Oh, you're talking about the documentary ones?
The documentary.
I don't know. I'm trying to do better quality DVDs or Blu-rays for the documentary because I can include bonus features and stuff. And I can't burn Blu-rays, so I'm trying to find a local place by me that I can do the covers and the discs or the boxes and stuff. But I'm looking for specifically to burn the DVDs themselves with the graphics on it.
I want to see bloopers.
Oh God.
I want to see Derek.
Do you know
Bloopers.
that there actually is a bloopers episode of Cap's Road Trip?
Oh, is there really?
There's the first one is out and the second one isn't because we're not done with it yet. But I can't release it on YouTube because it would get audio copyrighted issued
Why?
because there's music in it.
Oh, okay.
And not bad, but like when we go to locations, certain locations and stuff, we film things. There's audio playing in the background, and because we can't use that in the episodes and stuff.
Yeah.
But there is definitely parts of this blooper episode that have audio in the background, and because those are in the blooper episode, I cannot publicly release. I could put it on Patreon. I could put it
Yeah.
on our Patreon because
that'd
then we
be
wouldn't
great.
get tagged, and all of our Patreon subscribers could watch it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
There you go. So
Yeah.
subscribe to the Patreon. It's Wisconsin Caps at patreon.com. Links are on our website.
You do a lot. You do the ghosts. You do the Bigfoot. What else? Does your team research?
We try and do something different every year.
Yeah.
One of our big things is we really want to do like lake monsters and stuff, but I don't want to do anything half-assed.
Right.
So we need a boat, we need sonar, we need an underwater drone, we need all this stuff.
Oh, you're going all
before
out.
before I even think about it. So it's been talked about a couple years that we're working towards this, but last year we focused on the Bigfoot documentary, and I feel that with the documentary coming out this year, such as things go,
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to get a lot of reports in
Yeah.
because of this and a lot of things to follow up on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because we're putting ourselves out there talking about Bigfoot in Wisconsin, we're going to get more Bigfoot from Wisconsin. And I think that's going to keep us busy. I wanted to I've taken most of this year off. I have my convention and then your convention in June. And then I don't have much the rest of the year because I'm taking time off to get back into the field and do more research.
Oh, well, that's interesting because I remember last year you were super busy. You actually, even the year before that, you were super busy. So you're taking time off for this?
Well, that was the original plan, but I'm not doing as many conventions.
Okay.
I'll say that. I have a couple more engagements the rest of the year. I'll be at UFO Days in Elmwood, and I will be at Van Meter Visitor Festival
Okay.
in Iowa. And those are the only major conventions. I have a couple library presentations, but that's it for the rest of the year for this. I might do Milwaukee Paracon, but we'll see about
I
that.
really want to go to the Van Meter Festival.
You should all be there.
Is it?
Your favorite person will be there.
You know what? I'm not going to go.
And Chad.
I might go.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're going.
How is the festival? Is it?
I was there once. It was pretty decent.
Yeah.
We did all right.
Okay. That doesn't get a lot of people.
I was there once.
Well, when you
Couldn't
were there.
couldn't tell you.
When you were there.
It's not as good as your convention, Jack.
Oh, really?
Just saying.
You know what? I like that. I like
You like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Kiss
About
the
how many
ass like
people?
that, yeah.
How many people at the Van Meter Fest?
I honestly don't
Oh,
know.
you got.
I don't pay that much attention to that.
I feel like every time
I'll tell you the year that we were there was the first year that they had it inside, and they had said that in the past it was on like the main street.
Yeah.
So they said that there wasn't as many people because they didn't know it was inside. So I feel like that had something to do with it, but it was fairly busy. But as you know, like a lot of the conventions, when you go to it, if there's a speaker going on that everyone wants to hear, everyone's in the speaker room. So I feel like that kind of biases how many people you know are there. So it was a decent event. It was good enough that I'm going back. So
I feel like every time I go to a convention, like I'm always looking at how many people are there, numbers.
oh yeah,
That's probably because I run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. So you're doing less this year because you're doing more research
yes.
into possibly doing lake monster research.
Coming up, we have. This is where I was kind of going with this.
Until I interrupted you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. We are releasing the documentary this year,
Yeah.
and my goal was to take a break and kind of step back from a lot of stuff this year. And I walked myself, as I usually do, right into another massive project. And I am not going to talk about this until after my convention and the documentary comes out,
Yeah.
because it's going to stem from something. And
this is going to be the podcast where you're going to talk about it, right? Right here, right now. Well, okay, give me a little snippet. What's it about?
it'll be the largest endeavor that CAPS has tried to put forward.
God, what could it be? Flat Earth.
No, not topic wise.
Atlantis.
I just mean the largest project we have done. And the documentary to date is probably our most ambitious project because
Okay.
we shot it. I mean, I don't make documentaries, right?
Mhm.
We go out and we do research and we film it. So anybody that wants to say, like, our show is, filmed on GoPros with crappy, shaky video,
Yeah.
because it's on our chest or our heads. We're out there to do research. We're not there to make a documentary. We're not out there to make a show. Okay? We're there to do research. So when I switched over from doing research to filming it for a documentary, where we sit down and do the interviews, where we do the reenactments, where we do all this extra work to make the production value better, it is so much more work.
Right.
And for being the first endeavor that I've put out
Yeah.
for this, it's a completely different beast of going from what we were normally doing out in the field, just researching for the sake of research, and now to go out and document, research, and film for the documentary. I bought special camera rigs and stuff just for this, to film our research while we're doing research. So it was a big project for us.
Right.
What we're going to do next
Yeah.
is bigger.
I'm excited. That is
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm hoping.
I'm
It's-
included, right?
You can be. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah,
heck
you 100% can be involved in this. And anybody listening at home, anybody anywhere can be involved in this.
Wait,
That's why
wait
it
a
is the
minute.
biggest project that we're undertaking.
Interesting.
So, but all that'll
Does
come
it
out.
have to do with psychic ability?
Nope.
Then how could everybody be
It
involved
has to do with
in
Bigfoot.
this? Oh, does it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it has to do with Bigfoot.
No, I was going to suggest, is it about Bigfoot?
So this is going to be your second Bigfoot documentary?
No, nope. It is not a documentary.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a documentary.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No. This is just an endeavor.
okay. You leave me in suspense.
I know. So you're gonna have to wait till after the convention, and it'll either be really big,
Yeah.
and it will be like the next big thing, hopefully, or it's gonna fall flat on its face, and I'm not gonna get anybody to do it. So we'll see.
Huh. Okay.
If it goes through, it'll be the most ambitious project that we've ever attempted.
I think it's going to be great.
Hope so.
It's gonna be really
I
exciting.
hope so.
Mike, where are we with time?
You're at 46 minutes.
You know,
Plenty of
we're
time.
only keeping like 10 minutes of this, and then that's it.
That's good. I hope it's the roast at the beginning.
Yeah, that's
And the
That's all it is.
ASMR.
yeah. No, we're just keeping the beginning, and
Do you know why we look for big feet?
you know,
Yeah, you do.
there's a lot of romance novels
Yeah, I know.
of Bigfoot.
When you try and look for books like audiobooks and you search like cryptids,
yeah, there's a lot of erotic.
listen. Just no, all right?
I've seen Mothman, like being in love
Oh
with
God,
Mothman.
yes.
What's wrong with people?
Look, he said we were already at 46 minutes. We don't have time to cover what's
no,
wrong
we
with people.
no, we
So,
do.
yeah.
We do. Yeah, no, I think that should be a whole podcast in itself. I would like to interview somebody that reads cryptid erotica. So if you know anybody,
Fantasy, but not cryptid. Like elves and stuff, but not like Bigfoot. I don't know. I personally have never read any of that stuff.
Barnaby.
I know people who read like fantasy erotica, but like elves and stuff, not Bigfoot that I know of.
Even
So,
that would be kind of interesting. James, what kind of erotica do you read?
I mean, plus-sized elf is pretty...
Oh, that's right. Yes, James, our friend, off camera, has read Plus Size Elf, which is what do you call it?
it's
a manga.
No, it's etchy. It's not quite hentai, but it's like almost hentai.
It's
They
not-
call it etchy.
It's not hentai, but it's almost
It's almost
hentai.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Ooh,
manga.
look at the time. I gotta get going, guys. That's been
no,
great.
this is another hour.
We watched every episode.
Well, you watched every episode, but yeah, Plus Size Elf is a manga and a anime,
Yep.
borderline hentai, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost there.
That's our friend James. He
Oh yeah.
that's the kind of stuff he watches.
She's not 280. She's no lady.
Oh, James. Barnaby, how much do you regret?
Oh God, I
coming
wish I
here.
would have stayed in bed this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, well, me too.
Do you know what? I don't know if this is on your podcast still or we're recording or not, but we were talking about getting out of bed and sleeping in 4-hour increments and stuff.
Yeah.
And I literally woke up today. My alarm went off at 12:30.
Yeah.
I don't ever have an alarm for 12:30. I get up at 11:30 to do my show. I get up at 9:30 to go to work. And I don't have a 12:30 alarm. So my 12:30 alarm went up and I looked at it and went, what the hell is that for? I don't have to go to work. What day is it? I gotta go to Chicago.
Oh,
And then I got up and I'm like, I gotta get up now.
after all the roasting of me forgetting stuff,
Yeah, I had no idea where
You
I
forgot.
was supposed to be today. Didn't even know what day it was.
you know what?
Yeah,
I
I was just
forgot
really
to.
happy I didn't have to go to work.
This is
Then
like
I remembered
work.
I had to see you and went, well,
And then you got excited and you're like, yes, made your day.
yeah, that's it.
Have you ever delved into UFOs?
Yeah.
Have you done that like extensive UFO research? Or is it more like armchair stuff or have you actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, more research
Yeah.
than, well, I don't know if you've ever if then I don't feel bad if you don't. But have you ever watched our episodes?
Yeah, but not on UFOs.
Okay, so we have 2 episodes on Wisconsin UFOs,
Okay.
and the one is I think one is like UFOs in Wisconsin or something, and then the other one is CE5.
Oh, okay.
So they're a 2-part episode. They go together.
CE5 is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. That's
Correct.
when you summon UFOs.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the beginning of the episode, I say, people always ask us if we investigate UFOs, and I give them the same answer every single time. So that's what I'm going to tell you is, if you see a UFO in the sky above your house,
Mm-hmm.
is it going to be back tonight? Did it land? Did it leave a mark? Is there any evidence?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want me to do with it? Right? So how am I supposed to investigate a sighting over your house? There's just not much I can do. So what we did was we took that, we put a bunch of plots on the map because that's all we can do with this stuff. And we took it to the next level of, okay, if this stuff is coming and people say they can summon them and stuff, which is becoming more and more mainstream. If you've listened to the last guy that just came forward as a whistleblower.
Mm-hmm. David Grush.
Nope. The most recent. I knew his name a minute ago. Anyway, he came forward to the helicopter retrieval guy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking
It's
about.
a really
he saw the
simple
egg-shaped.
Yep. He retrieved the egg.
He retrieved the egg-shaped UFO, yeah.
So he talks, if you listen to his full interview, he talks about how they call them psionics.
So, yep.
And how they call these things down. So if this is known through military circles and stuff like that, so Stephen Greer set up the CE5 method, and
Just for clarification for the audience, the psionics is a reference to the is like the government term for
psychic
psychics.
ability.
Yeah.
Psychics calling in these craft entity beings, whatever they happen to be.
Yeah. And they're doing it psychically.
Correct.
Yeah.
So basically, CE5, a group of people gets together and you do this like meditation. And what you do is you basically say, picture in your mind, this is me. I am in this room, in this building, in this city, in this state,
Mm-hmm.
in this country, in this planet, in this solar system. And you expand your consciousness out from that point to show these beings where you are.
Yeah.
And you project this out into the universe until you feel you've pinged something out into the world out there, the universe. Yeah. And then what you do is you pull it back and you go, I'm in this planet, this country, this state, this city, this building, this, all the way back down to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you sit there and wait. And you hope that you see these flashes of light or what have you up in the sky. That's basically what CE5 boils down to. And so we did this. We did a couple of them for our experiment. We did them on a private property, which was just the CAPS team. And we got some flashes on the horizon. That was about it. And then we did one in Neenah because we actually had some personal firsthand accounts of people we knew that had sightings in Neenah. And Neenah has this lighthouse that's very prominent out here that overlooks the lake, right? So you have this clear sky for miles across this lake. So we did this with a group of public at this park in Neenah. And that's what the second episode is trying to get that contact.
Oh, that's awesome. So where could we find that?
It's on our YouTube channel, Wisconsin Caps.
Okay.
Offhand, I can't remember the name of the episode, but it's either UFOs in Wisconsin is part 1, and then the part 2 is CE5. So Wisconsin CE5 experiment or something like that.
I've partaken in a CE5 event as well. Nothing UFO related happened, but something happened. At one point during the meditation, like the meditation kind of like stopped, and after that we were just kind of gazing at the sky, and I had to use the bathroom.
So something happened.
So I kind of go off a little bit in the distance, not too far, but I go off in the distance.
Yeah, you want to make sure people can still hear you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I went to go pee behind some bushes, and while I was peeing, I heard, I kid you not, I heard this
Stop peeing on me. I don't know him. Yeah.
That's what I heard. No,
Yeah, you know.
I heard a roar. I heard a roar, and it was it happened 3 times, and I was like, what was that?
Like a big roar?
Yes,
Like everyone should have heard it, or just
well,
like.
they did. I'm not done. Let me tell my story.
Okay, all right,
Barnaby.
I'm sorry.
Man, no. So I did my thing. You know,
You make it so hard not to interrupt with your innuendos, though.
I did my thing. You know, no more than 3 shakes. You can't do 3 shakes. You know what they say if you're doing 3 shakes. All right, 2 shakes, put it back in. I go around the bushes, and everybody else did hear the roar.
God, that was so hard to get through.
No, but I'm being serious. So we heard that, and somebody actually said, "Oh, I think they might be horses in the distance," and somebody else said, "That's not how horses sound," and it was
Yeah.
pretty comical that they said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what that was, but it was loud, and I don't know what it was, man. But
Well, describe seriously. No, like describe the roar though.
it was
Like a lion roar, like a Bigfoot howl, like a dog howl. Like what is a roar?
like rah, rah, like that, but loud, obviously.
Like kind of more like a grunt then, or a
You know,
I don't know. Yeah, like a
okay,
barking?
saying roar might be inaccurate. I just don't know how to describe it. But it was
Right.
like rah, rah,
Loud.
very
Well,
loud.
like a like Bigfoot is described as like a chuff, like
right, yeah, but
that,
not like that though. No, it was
like that. Yeah, but not.
it was more drawn out.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
And-
like
and-
a barking like that, like
yeah, and that did come to mind, obviously, right? Bigfoot. That came, but I don't. And it was like a Bigfoot area as well.
Do you think it was like laughing at the size, or
Yes.
yeah?
I
that's
think
what
so.
I think, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what you
Yeah.
heard.
Oh, I was being roasted.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally. There
yeah.
we go.
Okay. There
Solved
you
it for
go.
you.
I'm glad. See.
Yeah,
I'm
not a
glad we
problem.
solved
That's why I'm
this.
here to help.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the cryptozoologist. I know these
Yeah.
things. Yeah, that's a Bigfoot laugh. He was just going. Are you
know
kidding
what?
me?
You know what? I should have thought about that. I should have.
So where was this?
It. That just made me laugh. It was in the southwest suburbs, and I don't have.
So you're in the city?
No. I said the suburbs.
I don't know what that is. I'm from the city. We don't have suburbs in Neenah.
You don't have suburbs.
I don't know what a suburb is.
Oh. It's like in a rural area.
Rural. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
See, I know what rural is.
Rural.
Rural. That's what I said. What did you say?
The same thing you
I can do
said.
this all night.
Rural.
Rural.
Now I'm messing up.
Rural.
Look.
Rural.
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 That's what I'm saying.
Tell me this isn't the best podcast that you've listened to.
Am I saying it right? Rural.
Rural.
Rural. This is gonna bother me. Hold on, Mike. How am I saying it?
This is like the Danny like a Laurel thing. Remember?
rural.
Rural.
Right?
Yeah. That's. You two keep going.
I hate you guys. Rural. Anyway, that's.
Well,
where
no,
it
I'm not
was.
saying you're saying it wrong. I'm just saying it after you're saying it.
No, I think you're saying I'm saying it wrong.
No, I'd tell you to your face if I thought you were saying it wrong.
Oh, okay, so I'm saying it right.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
You got that lisp.
I don't have a. Do I have
You
a
got
lisp?
a lisp.
Do I have a lisp?
This
No,
is
I
how
don't
you
have a-
make Jack very self-conscious.
Oh,
A little bit.
it started with the Bigfoot making fun
Laughing
of
at your
me.
dick, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny wiener.
Oh.
Tiny wiener with a lisp. No wonder he's bark laughing at you.
You know what?
What?
I,
You invited me down here for this. So
you
this
know
is
what,
what you get.
Barnaby? I never thought about Bigfoot laughing at my cock, and now I'm
That's all you're gonna think about.
Now I'm pretty sure.
Every time you go to the bathroom, you're like, Bigfoot thinks it's tiny.
Yeah, I'm like,
Bigfoot thinks
no.
it's tiny.
Oh, the 5-inch fighter.
5 inch.
The 2-inch Titan.
There you go. I call it the tiny Titan.
I went from 5 inches to 2 inches, and you said, "There you go."
That's right.
And that's when it's hard.
I know.
Oh,
At 2.5 inches.
no, 2 inches is everything. That's it.
Oh, that's it.
You know when you
Flaccid
put a
and hard?
walnut in a like one of those walnuts in a sock? That's what it looks like.
That's too big. Yeah.
I was trying to be nice.
So was Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I think
No, I have heard those stories of like similar to that where like Bigfoot would interact because of that. Like you're marking your territory out in the woods, right?
Yeah.
So you're whipping this thing out, you're marking your territory, and you're eliciting a response from this, whether it is laughing at you or it's just ticked off that you're peeing on its tree, right? So whatever creature's out there making this noise, it wouldn't surprise me if it is a correlation to your tiny wiener.
My tiny wiener. Look, there has.
I don't want to look. Just put that away.
When cameras are off, you're gonna look. That's why we brought the.
Don't ever turn that camera off. If you turn that camera off, I swear to God.
It's going off.
No.
There have been stories that I'm sure you're familiar with of Bigfoot, being sexual with people, without getting into detail.
Right.
But, right. I mean,
Well, what's his name in the sleeping bag?
the doctor.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's a story where there's a doctor.
He got carried away in a sleeping bag. I can't think of his name. Carried away in the sleeping bag.
In all fairness, I think there's a couple stories like that,
Yeah.
though. So, but yeah.
But that's one of your more famous Bigfoot encounters, where supposedly the male Bigfoot wanted this guy to mate with his daughter Bigfoot.
Yeah. God, that sounds hot. What do you think?
Should have been.
What do you think? We're gonna wrap up soon, but real quick, what do you think Bigfoot is? Is it just an animal, or is it interdimensional?
I don't.
You know, there's one correct answer.
I base my theory on my personal interactions with these things. Not what I've heard, not other people's stories, just the stuff that I have personally experienced.
I didn't even know you experienced stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What have you
I
experienced?
haven't seen one. My mom has seen them twice. Once in Upper Michigan and once in Kentucky. Tennessee.
So you experienced vocalizations, not an actual.
I've seen them on thermal. I've had rocks thrown at me.
Interesting.
I have been growled at, not laughed at, but growled at. I didn't have my dick out at the time, so I think that was the difference. But no, I've had a couple encounters with them, and my thought process behind what I believe that they are is based on that. And I think that they are more or less like a Native American. They're a very and I don't mean to offend Native Americans. I don't mean that they're primitive, but I'm saying that the Bigfoot would be a primitive human species. So they have trading, they have language, they have that. But I think that they're very smart because they avoid all the stuff that we do, right? They don't want nothing to do with us. And this stuff goes back to the legends and stuff from the Native Americans that say, well, when the white man came to North America and started, with the guns and killing and, the segregation of the tribes here, that they told the Bigfoot, you don't want none of this. You need to go up into the hills, hide, don't make fire anymore because that's how they keep finding us, and that's why they avoid us, because the tribes that were here, the natives, told them to go off and hide. And even the Native Americans themselves talk about how they were trading with them and having these interactions. At the powwows and stuff.
What I was gonna say is they refer to them as brothers.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like they are a people. But when you want to talk about interdimensional or something like that, I don't know, because then you're getting into the metaphysical.
Yeah.
And then we can have this whole discussion of talking about like the Buddhists and just the mediums and psychics and stuff that are part of our world now. They walk a fine line between otherworldly and this plane of existence. Yeah. And I think that any being, we'll say, that is in tune with nature enough and isn't constantly looking at their technology and their phones and all this stuff, if you take that away and become one with nature, with your environment and stuff, that these things could be interdimensional or telepathic, the mind speak aspect of them. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to put that into a metaphysical or paranormal world, because that is something that, we can do or supposedly can do.
Well, it would still be paranormal, wouldn't it? I mean, it's not.
Paranormal is just a term that refers to something abnormal to science.
Right. So
is psychics not science that we just don't understand?
Well, then you can say that about everything in the paranormal.
Psychic metaphysical phenomenon, if it was put in a textbook by a scientist and given credentials, would no longer be paranormal. Right. It would be science.
Yeah.
So the only thing that we're doing this is Western civilizationizing it and saying that this is not real. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you go over to, the monks and stuff over there that are resonating their vocals inside caves, this is not paranormal. This is their life, right? So how can you say that mediums or psychics or the people that have these abilities are paranormal when you're talking about the same aspects being someone else's whole culture and life? Mm. Your shamans that walk that line between worlds, where they have one foot in the afterlife, one foot in our world. It's all depending on your culture and your civilization, whether or not this is paranormal or culture.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you were professional for a while there. That was great.
I am very professional on most podcasts. You just bring out a weird side of me. So.
Well, that's what I do.
If you would stay on top.
This was probably my favorite episode. I'm gonna call this one Bigfoot and Cox. That's gonna be the name.
I just call it Big Cox.
No, because
Big hairy Cox.
Well, okay, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because we
Tiny
established.
Walnut cock.
That's right.
Tiny walnut cock.
That's right. We established.
Yeah, 2 inches.
the two inches.
Titan.
I think. Actually, I think it's from from Mike. I first heard that term. 2 inch.
He
Titan.
saw it. I'm sorry.
You know what? Actually, this.
I mean, to be honest, I had a hard time seeing it.
This is actually going to be titled Barnaby Jones Pain in the Ass. That's what it's going to be called.
It's a good name for it.
Barnaby Jones and the 2-inch Titan.
There you go.
Barnaby Jones being interviewed by the 2-inch Titan. I like the 5-inch fighter. I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, you do what you want in your spare time. But I'm definitely not saying,
Barnaby, thank you for being on the show.
Wow. But even after all that, I get a thank you. Hey.
No, wait, let's plug a couple things.
Whoa.
But what?
Oh, Hodag Tears?
Rob, official Rhinelander website.
Rob has something. What is this?
Is that the Hodag Tears?
Oh, Hodag Tears. Yeah, yeah.
Son of a bitch. God, there's one mail on it.
Okay. Where can people find you? By the way, nobody really watches this, but
I figure, yeah.
For the two people that do, where could they find you?
They're all in this room. If you guys want to find me and talk to me again, You can find me at Wisconsin, spelled out, Wisconsin Caps, CAPS. .com, wisconsincaps.com. You can also find me on all social media platforms at Wisconsin Caps, on X, on Patreon, TikTok, something else, and then WI Caps on Instagram. So either Wisconsin Caps on most platforms or WI Caps on YouTube as well. So, and then we have the documentary that'll be coming out May 11th on our Patreon page and on Paraflix streaming service. That is the Hairy Man of Dairyland, Wisconsin's Bigfoot. And that's a feature-length Bigfoot documentary on Wisconsin Bigfoot. And then our convention is May 9th, 10th, and 11th in Appleton, Wisconsin. And
Or you could plug one thing. This is too much.
No.
All right, go on.
May 10th, Appleton, Wisconsin, is our Cryptids, Anomalies, Paranormal Convention. It is all-inclusive ticket, $30 in advance, $10, $40. Oh my gosh, $30 in advance or $40 at the door. You get all the speakers, 20-plus vendors, the psychic gallery reading, and the premiere of the documentary. And then June 7th, I will be down in Chicago to hang out with my best friend, Chad Lewis.
Oh, that was good.
You like that? You were so close.
I got so excited.
Aw.
I got so excited.
I look forward to coming down there every year just to hang out with Chad.
God.
No, I'm looking forward to coming down and hanging out at your convention.
Nice.
Like I said, I talk about it on my show as well. Like, you do a really good job. When you say you have 90 freaking vendors, you have 90 freaking vendors.
Yeah.
You get some really interesting speakers, some unique perspectives that a lot of places don't have. You know, we hear the same Bigfoot stuff every time. You get all these different things, but you get unique people with different specializations, and I like that. And where else can you go in Chicago for $1 and free parking to get into an event like this? This is, I can't say enough good stuff about it.
Oh, I really appreciate that, Barnaby. Well, one minute, plug your YouTube.
I did, but you were talking over it, so I'll do it again. Yeah, we have a YouTube channel. You can go on there, Wisconsin Caps. Links on our website, wisconsincaps.com. We have our bi-monthly YouTube series, Caps Road Trip. We also have Spirits of Macville if you want to dive into the Bean Snapper stuff, the Haunted Strip Club.
You're goddamn right, I do.
Yeah, there is a whole series just on the research and stuff that we've done there. It's called Spirits of Macville. We also have Spirits of Menominee, which is all about the haunted downtown Menominee, Michigan. We also have...
Wait, if you already said this stuff, you don't have to repeat it.
Well, I didn't say any of that stuff.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I appreciate coming on a podcast when the host actually listens to what the guest has to say, because I could start over at the beginning and we could just talk about whatever, and you'd be like, "This is a great show," and I'll be like, "Literally, this is exactly what I just said." And you're like, "I've never heard this before in my life." And you know what's really great? I want to take a moment here and say that every year Jack picks out what topic he wants me to talk about at his conventions.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I'm really looking forward to hearing you speak." Yet not once have I ever seen him come up to my presentation listen to it, or give two craps about it, other than coming up to the stage and having me introduce the speakers, make sure that they run. That's why he puts me right next to the stage, so that I can help run his speakers for him.
This is
but
accurate.
that's okay, because this is accurate. He doesn't even deny it. Of course, then I fumble my job, and you need to thank my mom, because if it wasn't for my mom being at the convention last year, yours and my friend Bob Anderson would be dead.
Yeah, no, that's true. I love your mom. Your mom is fantastic. She's so funny and just really sweet, and somehow she gets all the crowd to go by the table.
It's the socks.
She
sells socks, and it just draws people to the table. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Couldn't understand why.
No, you actually have a really good selection at your table and stuff. Wait, you gave me a criticism right now that I wanted to address.
I don't think so. No, that's all praise.
It
all
was
good things.
Because you said that I don't watch your presentation.
This is accurate.
Sir, this is accurate. But I'm very busy that day.
That's true.
I'm very, very busy.
That's
and
true.
I didn't know that you usually record it. And actually, you were supposed to send it to me.
I was, yeah.
Okay, so
And I never
just
did.
yeah.
No, and you know why? I was going to make you a copy of all of them, and what happened was I think my presentation recorded, and then Larry Eisler got up there, and he introduced himself, and he started his first thing, and then the camera went out.
Because
And it
it's
didn't
Larry
record any of
Eisler.
Bob's. It didn't record anybody else, Allison's, the rest of the day. It said it was recording, but it didn't.
Well,
So
thank
Larry
Larry
killed my-
Eisler
yeah, Larry
for
killed my camera.
ruining the convention. No,
Wow, the whole convention.
the whole.
Not just the
thing.
video. Just ruined the whole
I'm
convention.
gonna tell him about this. Barnaby, thank you so much for coming. This was awesome. This is probably my favorite one. You know, actually, all the other ones, nonsense. Just complete nonsense.
This one was.
This is episode 1 right here.
Okay.
No, thank you very much for coming, and I'll forget about all this in
Yeah.
a couple hours.
Yeah, you won't even remember I was here.
No. All right. Thanks, guys.